All right, you guys, what it freaking do? Your boy is back on the grind one more time. Your boy's back at it again, you guys. And you saw me zoom in on those boxes. That is my BMR rear suspension. I'm going to be temporarily, well, not temporarily, but just kind of lightly installing for today. I really don't have a whole lot of time, so I'm going to make this intro fairly short, like always. I have probably about 30 to 45 minutes, and some of that is going to be cleanup, getting this area just clean so I can work, and then temporarily installing these upper and lower rear control arms and the reinforcement brace as well. And when I say kind of like lightly installing it, I'm just gonna run the bolts, kind of hand tighten them, leave them all loose, because you have to actually torque those down when the car is down and the weight is down on the ground. So I'm just getting those kind of just put up for now, so that way they're already ready for the rear end to accept the rear end when I put the rear end in. So the rear end is sitting back here. My goal is to also get it on my cart so I can roll it around a lot easier. That would be great. And other than that, just a little bit of cleanup so I can actually get around this place and work around it a little bit better. But if you're new to the channel, definitely think about subscribing now. Hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Y'all, Mr. Griffin 23 in the building. I see I have some new subscribers. I see my count going up slowly, but it's going up. And with the amount of videos that I'm doing, I'm actually happy with that. I'm okay with that, because I'm not really being super consistent on the videos, just kind of just doing it where I can. Today is no exception. I got a lot of stuff to do today. Life is getting busy, and in 2025 it's just going to get that much busier, because I have goals that I'm trying to achieve, and I'm not gonna unleash those just yet, but I got a lot of stuff going on, you guys, and it's going to require me to do a lot of different things. And so the videos will probably be up and down, but I'm going to try to get to it where I can, and that's basically going to start today. So again, if you're new to the channel, go back and watch some of my old videos, run those numbers up, you guys, and let's flip this camera around and show you guys what the business is. So like I was saying, you guys, I just got to get this work area just cleaned off, just so I can put some stuff down and work. I'm gonna remove those blocks, remove some tools, things like that, get them out the way. My goal is to get this rear end that I actually just redid, painted, all. It looks perfect now. It's totally dry because I did it before Christmas, and I haven't been in here since Christmas, and today is the 28th, which is Saturday. So I got it done actually, I think Monday night. So it should be fully cured and all good and ready to go. My goal is to get it on that rollable cart right there and pretty much just set it like it is right now, with the exception of the jacks kind of being under here because of the cart is a little bit more narrow. And then I'm going to put a jack under that yoke there, so it can stay stable, stay good, and I can roll it around a little bit easier. But anyways, you guys, shoot, I'm going to go ahead and try to get some of this stuff done. My next task and goal after today is to get that fuel tank over there, at least the top of it, all cleaned up and ready to go. And then when I install it, then I can go ahead and clean the bottom of it while it's in the car, and then call it good there. I'm probably gonna order a new fuel pump for that as well. I'm not exactly sure which one is in it. I think it's maybe a 255, but I'm gonna try to maybe put a 400 in it. So, but let me go ahead and do some of this work real quick, and then I'll chime back in when I have all the upper and lower control arms set out. All right, you guys, so here we go. We have it all laid out here, and we got the uppers, lowers, and then these are the reinforcement braces here. So this one actually came with the hardware. I got these ones off of eBay because they were a lot quicker, and these two I ordered from Jegs, if I'm not mistaken. if I can't remember correctly, or I might have ordered one of them directly from BMR. But nonetheless, they were all pretty cheap. I got them over the holiday sales, the Black Friday and over Christmas and whatnot. So, but if I would have did that all over again, these ones actually, they were somewhat of a deal, I guess you could say, but they weren't the Black Friday deal. The ones that you see in that box right over there next to my Chevelle picture, look at that. That Chevelle picture is pretty dope. We'll talk about that another time. But that box right there, that is actually from the one of the Black Friday or Christmas sales. I got like $200 off of that whole kit for the whole front end of the car. So that was a really, really good deal. So anyways, we got hardware for this. I went and bought my own hardware from Ace for these here. And now that I think about it, since these came with hardware, I might not need 2 of these bolts because these are longer bolts to accommodate for the braces. So I might not need 2 of these, but anyways, we'll see. But what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go ahead and actually put some grease in all of these fittings here so I don't have to do it under the car. And then I'm gonna go ahead and at that time set you up under the car to get these kind of, again, temporarily installed. I'm just gonna do everything kind of hand tight so they're up in there while my son is sleeping. And I got a ton of stuff to do today other than just the car stuff. So I gotta get this done. This is my main goal, to get this done right here. If I can get this done today, that would be awesome. So anyways, I'm gonna use my grease gun right here to shoot some grease up in there, and then I'll chime back in here. All right, you guys, so instead of time lapsing, what I decided to do is go ahead and do at least 1 or 2 of them on camera. It's really easy, but I don't want to like over grease them, which I don't technically know if you can do. But sometimes on some of these, the bushing will actually start to bulge out because the grease has nowhere else to go. So at that time, you know that you have too much grease. Really simple. You just put this grease fitting on the Zerk fitting, and then you actually screw it down so it doesn't pop off because you're pumping pressure and grease inside of there. And I just kind of go off a feel. There's really no right or wrong way. Technically, I guess you can do this. I should have plenty grease in there. So again, you just pop it on like that. Then you just tighten it down. You can already see some grease coming out. And you just pump. That's 1, 2. Oh, see how it pop out? You can see it right there. 3. So at that point, you could probably stop, to be honest. But a lot of times I might do like another half pump, and then we'll call it good. So yeah, it's as simple as that. Let's see if this other side. Let's see if I can zoom you guys in here. All right, let's see. That's 1. That's 2. There you go. That's 3. Yep. Another half just because. Boom. All right. So as simple as that, you guys. That is pretty much it. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and do the rest off camera. And then we're going to go ahead and install these bad boys. All right, you guys. So under the car now, what we're going to be doing is doing one side on camera. And then I'm going to do the other side off camera, since it's going to be just repeating the process. So I kind of lined everything up. We'll see how it goes, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to go grab one of the upper and lowers, and then we'll see what's up. Let me do that. Hopefully you guys can see okay. Yeah. All right. So it looks like this thick washer goes here to kind of cover the space in between this reinforcement bar right there, because there's a valley. Damn it. Because there's a valley right here. Oh, you guys probably can't see it, but there's a valley basically right there. So looks like this goes right in between there, and then we'll go from there. So let's just get busy here. Let's see how this all goes. Hopefully you guys can see okay. So what I can do first here is I'll probably install this lower first. And I'm assuming and thinking that it goes this way, like this side closest to here, so I can mount up the what's it called? The rear sway bar. And then you always want the Zerk fittings going down. So there's a little bit of finesse. There we go. So I'm thinking, let's see, come on. Get in. I want to run those threads. Come on now. There you go. Oh, that's not gonna work. So I got it through. Looks like I might have to go the other way because I won't be able to reach in. I was hoping that I could go this way and just make sure that I clear that muffler, but I might not be able to go that route. I think from factory, or when I took it out, the threads were on this end, so I might have to take it back out and go the other way. I just can't. It's just really hard for me to see anything. So let me go ahead and do that right now. I'll chime back in here in a moment. I'll just cut the video and come back. All right, you guys, I got it on from the inside. It was much easier. I'm still worried about it hitting, but I guess we'll see. I'm way past the time that I wanted to be out here, so I might just cut the video after I install this next one. So we'll kind of just see. Shoot. You know what? I just installed the wrong bolt. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. All right, you guys, let me take this bolt. This is the longer one that's supposed to go up here. I don't know what I was thinking. Let me go ahead and take that out. I'll chime back in here in a moment. All right, I think I got it. And I think this bolt like barely fits, you guys. Ooh-wee. But it just barely clears. Barely, but it works. So now we can install this one here. The bolts, it looks like I have to, maybe I don't have to take them back. For some reason, this one wasn't going through on this one. Let's see. Yeah, these aren't fitting in here for some odd reason, which means I might have to, that's odd. It's always something, you guys. All right, so these ones go up here, like so. So we'll go here like this. There's still that in there. Of course, it's not wanting to go in. Well, let's see if we can make it happen without scratching anything. There we go. All right. So we got. Let me see. All right, so we got that one. Okay, just have to beat this side up like so. And I don't know I'm supposed to use a washer on this end, but we'll go ahead and put that up there anyway. All right, so we sit there. All right, y'all, a little bit of trial and error, but we ended up making it work. So now we know for some reason these bolts won't fit through the lower trailing arms there. So they are the same size and thickness, I believe. I'll have to remeasure and see why. If not, then I'll just have to order their kit. But we'll see. But all in all, we are good to go. So I'm gonna do the other side off camera, and looks like I almost got out of here with no casualties, but I did scratch it up a little bit here, so I'm gonna have to use some touch-up paint there and mask it off, and touch-up paint there, and then I know I have to tape that side now, being that it was like sliding all over the place. So let me go ahead and do that off camera here real quick, and then I'll chime back in here in a little bit. Well past the time that I wanted to be out here for, because of course I run into a problem. If it ain't one thing, it's another. So where we're at here, you guys, is I'm at two different deals here. So One, so I got this reinforcement brace on, this piece here. But the other side, you can see where that bolt is. That's where that one is supposed to go. Well, I can't mount it there because of the emergency brake. So it's hitting that cable right there. So in order for me to install it, I would have to take it off. And even if I take it off, I don't know if it's going to clear that bracket right there. So I just have to try it and see. So I'm at a situation where, do I just call it and not use them, or take the emergency brake off? Now, it's only not clearing on that one, and this emergency brake cable actually comes to this side on the passenger side. That short one goes to the driver's side. So I would think at least I would still have one part of the emergency brake working. Worst case, I guess, but I don't know if that's technically good or bad, but if I wanted to use it or not. I haven't had the use of emergency brakes before, but it would be so nice to be able to have it and to have the car, you know, fully function. Unless I figure out a way to remount that somewhere else. So I'm gonna have to do some research and see, and kind of go from there, because I'm kind of halfway there, at the halfway point. Either I take them off and don't use them, or use it and not have an emergency brake, or figure something else out. So that's where I'm at. So anyways, I gotta go in, you guys. I hate to end it here. That's really frustrating to me. I just don't like ending and stopping halfway through a job. I just want to finish it. But you know, sometimes you got to do that in order to do it right. So let me go ahead and figure this out, and then I'll chime back in here in a little while. All right, y'all. So it's about 1 a.m. So I'm talking real quiet right now because our room is literally just right next to this wall. But I came out here to kind of figure out what was going on with this emergency brake bracket set up here. As you guys can see, I took off the emergency brake. There's the bracket for it right there. There's a short line that goes over here to the driver's side. Here is the long line that goes from here up, over, down into the passenger side, right over here where the rear end would be. So what I came to find out is it's actually hitting right here. You can see where the marks are. And what I'm talking about where it's hitting is, if you look over here, it's hitting right in that hook. You can kind of see where the black mark is right there. So that is the culprit. And what it's doing is, well, first off, just to let you guys know, I did get it in and got it fit in there with the cable on, but the cable was in the way and it wouldn't allow me to adjust it any more than what I needed to in order for it to hook up top and the bottom. So I had to take the cable off anyway. So I'm gonna have to move the cable for sure, or just totally get rid of it. But I have an idea. What I might do is just build another bracket and use this hole, this existing hole, so I don't have to weld anything to it. Use this existing hole here and bolt it through the existing piece of metal. I'm gonna use some probably 1/8 inch metal, and drill a hole in there and extend it out, and then hopefully mount it right here, and hopefully that'll offset it a little bit and it'll work. I just got to make sure that it's not interfering with the muffler that sits right here. So we'll see. If not, then I just have to just roll without it for now, but hopefully I can still use it and modify it and make it work. But long story short, what I think I might do is cut just a pie kind of shape, triangle shape out of here to not mess with the integrity of this bracket too much. And then hopefully that'll give me some clearance to adjust the bracket kind of forward and back, because as you guys can see, this is the same one, but it's just on the passenger side. I really don't need to cut that much. I'm gonna go ahead and get inside, you guys, and then I'll chime back in here on another day and we'll see if we can make this thing work. All right, you guys, what to do? So I am not wasting no time. I am getting after this right now, and Got my mask on, got my gloves on, got my cutoff wheel. We're about to go to town. So what I need to do is cut here. I'm gonna cut a pie shape here and then just see how it works. Now I know it's gonna lose some of its integrity here, and that's okay. I don't have a choice at this moment right now, but I want to try to save it instead of like relocating it. But I think it'll work if I can cut just enough off but leave enough there still. I think we'll be good. So let me go ahead and get this done, y'all. All right, so we got that there. You guys can see what I was talking about. If I can show a good angle here, so there we go. But you can see how it's gonna lose some of its integrity here. But being that it's not used all the time, I'm hoping this up here will be enough where I can get it in there. The only other thing that I have to worry about is the cable hitting the actual brace, but we'll see how that goes. This is good enough for now. I've seen videos where most people just cut this off, but I'm really not trying to do that, so we'll see what this ends up becoming. All right, let's see what we can do. Oh yeah. Let's see. All right, so that made it fit better, but still hitting right here. So I might have to cut a little bit more off. All right, round number 10. Now I can clean all this other stuff up when I get there, but all right, you guys, let me bring you over here. So this is pretty much where we're at. So you can see here how that bolt is maxed out. We're not hitting on that bracket anymore, if you guys can tell. And I can't get you a great angle because I'm still on the stand. Let me see if I can do this here. All right, so we're pretty much clear in there. It is touching. I could probably try to take a little bit more off, but I don't know how that's gonna work. But you can see how it's becoming challenging to get this hole to line up. You guys can kind of tell. You can see it's not really quite lined up, but I'm gonna have to try to figure this out, you guys, get you off camera here. So let me see what I can do here, and I'll chime back in here in a little while. Well, I will be absolutely damned, you guys.
I shouldn't be damned, I should be blessed, I should say. This thing actually worked. Yes, my idea worked. Now, you guys can see that emergency brake, that is not gonna fit in there at all. No, not at all. So what I'm thinking, and I have a welder, I should probably teach myself how to weld, but maybe in the meantime, what I'll do is I'm thinking I'm gonna have to make a bracket, something that'll stick out till about here and won't be in the way of the exhaust, which I don't think it will be. I think the mufflers sit about right here, so I think I'll be good, and I think that'll work, but I don't know, we'll see. I'll just have to figure this damn thing out. But anyways, it is in there and I saved it. I really didn't want to cut that off just in case these were to ever come off, but I really wanted to use these brackets because I wanted to try to stiffen up the car the best that I could so it would handle a lot better. But there is no way this would fit and that cable would work. So I know they make other ones as well, and they probably would have worked if I would have bought, I think like the UMI ones actually they kind of stick out a little bit here and then they kind of like bow out and go up. But I was just afraid that it was going to hit the mufflers. I can't really remember where the mufflers were, and I know that they were really close to this, so I was just afraid. So that's why I went with these. But well, there's a will, there's a way, you guys, and we made it work. I actually had to push it up against the floorboard here, and then this bolt wouldn't go through, so I had to take my drill and then drill it through, and it actually kind of drilled itself in. So I think we're good to go there. So what I'm gonna do right now is go ahead and kind of temporarily just bolt it up, let it be, and then figure out my next plan of attack, because I really want to get the exhaust put in while the car is up. So run the exhaust and kind of just see where I'm at with that. And then I would like to maybe start putting in the coilovers, but I'm gonna make that a separate video, because while the rear end is out, it's so much easier just to access this upper portion here, because what I'm gonna have to do is right here where the shocks go, I actually have to drill that out to 3/8 to accommodate the coilovers. And then there's a cross brace that sits up in here and goes across to the top to the other side to brace these two ends together, because these shock towers were never made to accept the force of the coilovers, because you gotta think you got coils over shocks pressing up against these areas here where only shocks were doing that. So you have more pressure kind of going up against these shock towers here. So that's why you have a cross brace, and I think they even sent a bracket to kind of stiffen this up here, so that way it distributes the force evenly all around that tower there. But it's just so much easier here to get to things without the rear end in. But let me see, you guys, I'm at a weird angle filming, so let me go ahead and chime back in here in a moment, but you guys can see how it's looking so far. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, you guys, so I got a fair amount done, and man, we making some moves here. We're making some moves. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you into the car and kind of show you where we're at. I got a lot done. My son gave me some time to sleep, so yes, sir. So the next couple days here, I'm actually gonna have some time off. Tomorrow I don't have to work because New Year's Eve, so we're gonna be closed for most of the day, and also New Year's Day. So I should have some time kind of in there as well. I gotta get some other stuff done too. And then 2025 is gonna be super busy for me, you guys. I mean, with goals that me and my wife have set, and the clientele at our gym is just increasing. Our personal training sessions are increasing. We don't have a whole lot of help. We're trying to get a coach and get him trained. But until then, it's just pretty much going to be me and my wife. We're losing a coach, so that's why we're trying to bring on another coach. And with all that compiled onto other things that we have to do, it's going to be a grind in 2025. But I am committed to these goals and to make them work and to achieve them. So anyways, you guys, with that being said, let me take you into the car and where we ended at, and then, man, it's just kind of step by step. I'm trying to do some things that make sense before I install other things, so you guys will see here what I'm talking about. Well, let me flip this camera around, show you guys what's up, and then I'll close out the video. All right, you guys, so just a
initial look before we go in here, so you can see how that red looks against everything. I have it taped because I had to touch up some areas where the paint was scratched and whatnot. I have it wrapped on the bottom there because I already greased the bushings and everything, so I'm trying to not get debris on the grease there, so I have those all wrapped up. But you guys can see how they look, and man, that looks super dope against that black, you guys. And I did end up getting that one on, and it was tight, but we made it work. I maxed out every single thing that I could, and we made it work. But yeah, kind of see how all that looks, man. Get in the comments, let me know what you guys think. I got the rear end sitting right there, ready and prepped to go. So what I think my next process will be is I think I'm going to put that brace up there for the coilovers and then drill out the holes a little bit bigger, so that way we're already prepped and ready. Since I have the rear end out right now, it'll be far easier to kind of mock the coilovers and stuff up. So, but I will film all that, but I won't make that a part of any other video because I want the coilovers to be its own video. So I'll be filming along as I go. So it's gonna be, for me, a lot of editing and whatnot, but I'll make it work so that way I don't cross over from project to project and kind of bounce all over the place. But we're gonna make it work, you guys. I have most of the exhaust is in. I ran the exhaust from the test pipe all the way back here, so we're good to go there. I do have to make sure that I install my drive line first before I put the rear end in, so I got to make sure I do that as well. But I got to get that drive line cleaned up. That's kind of next up. Drive line is sitting over there somewhere behind those boxes. But yeah, y'all, it's coming along. We getting there. So my goal for everything here is to get this whole rear side buttoned up, get the brakes bled and all that stuff, so I can actually put the car back down on the ground, drive it out of here, and then flip the car around and then back it back in, so I can then work on the front of the car here. So I really have to get this coilover video and product installed because, like I said, it was a sponsored product, and I've been kind of sitting on it for a while, so I really got to get it installed. But yeah, y'all, get in the comments, let me know what you guys think. I think it turned out pretty damn nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. That is pretty much kind of where we're at. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video, but we're making progress, y'all. Making progress. Now everything is just kind of loosely installed. Nothing is tightened yet. What I'm probably gonna do is just snug everything up before I put the rear end on. And then when I get everything on and I put the wheels on, then I'm gonna lower the car down, and then I can go ahead and tighten all this stuff. I think all these bolts here are supposed to be torqued down to 80 foot-pounds if I'm not mistaken. And some of the coilover stuff and bolts, some of them are like 75 foot-pounds and whatnot. So I just got to check the directions and go from there. But all in all, you guys, it's looking pretty damn good. That one was a challenge, but we made it work. But anyways, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, close out this video. But you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff, y'all. Mr. Griffin 23 in the building. We making it happen. We making it happen. I got some other things that I need to do. I got to paint one more item here first, just some small little spacers here I have to paint. And then after that, shoot, I'm just gonna chill the rest of the day. Maybe I'll come out here this evening and kind of attack some other stuff, but we'll see. All right, but again, if you're new to the channel, definitely think about subscribing, y'all. Hit the notification bell, all that good stuff, y'all. Mr. Griffin 23 in the building. Let's get it. Let's go.